The movie takes place in the year 1999, where a frantic pilot named Petey Shelbourne goes into a pawn shop with an ominous, creepy monkey toy. Petey doesn't realize he is covered in blood until the store owner points it out, a revelation Petey doesn't take too seriously, saying the blood isn't his. He needs help, and he needs it fast, trying to get rid of this unholy toy and put an end to his mayhem. Using the excuse his boys don't like the toy anyways to convince the store owner, but the man pointed towards a rule. The store owner comes to the conclusion that the toy seems to be broken, but Petey reassures him they are safe as long as the drum doesn't start playing. And as you guessed it, the monkey began playing its drums to unleash chaos. But nothing seems to be happening despite Petey looking panicked. But at the unfortunate timing, a chain reaction causes a harpoon gun to fire and stab the shop owner, finishing the kill by dragging out his intestine. Pete turns around to notice a flamethrower and tries to put an end to the demon of a toy. The screen pauses momentarily, and Hal Shelbourne narrates to us about the monkey's effect on his family. His mother named Lois had two twins, Hal and Bill. Bill was the elder brother who never missed a chance to flex on his brother or straight up bully him. Being the younger one, Hal wasn't exactly confident, and Bill didn't miss a chance to belittle him, causing Hal to have some thoughts, if you know what I mean. He did find a way to love him. Their mom told them things about their dad and his stuff, piquing the boys' curiosity and letting them venture into their dad's collection. Unfortunately, they found a box with the words organ grinder monkey. Opening it up, they find the demonic monkey toy, and Bill instructs Hal to hand it over. Seeing the lid's instructions, Hal proceeds to turn the key on a monkey's back. In a tense, suspenseful moment, the sticks start to spin, but the monkey pauses, hinting at a future ominous death. Hal thinks the toy is just broken. But the next day the boys are taken to a restaurant by a babysitter, Annie. Mysteriously, the monkey was also in the car. Everything seems well at the restaurant, but the real horror begins. As the chef prepares his dish, the monkey begins his drums of death. The chef preparing the dish ends it all by accidentally chopping off Annie's head. A funeral for Annie was held. The priest kept fumbling his words, referring Annie's death to a heads or tails. And it is what it is. None of them seemed to realize the monkey's power just yet. But after a day at school, and Hal was bullied about chasing his father away by some girls, who then took his pants. When he got to his room, he found the evil monkey staring at him. At night, Hal went to question the monkey as if feeling its ominous presence. But he's interrupted by no one other than Bill, who came to belittle Hal once more. Typical older brother. At school, the kids continued to make fun of Hal for carrying his monkey along with him, and at the courtroom, they approached him with a lot of bananas, covered in a mush. He goes to his room angry and blames the monkey. He then wishes for Bill to die and activates the monkey. A gruesome yet brutal mistake. The sticks spin, and as he waits for something to happen, Bill gets back home from school and looking for his mom. The monkey stops his drop and stares evilly. Lois begins bleeding from her ear. A pop is heard. She hits the floor and dies. Hal narrates to us that what happened to his mom was a boomerang aneurysm, which occurs only 1 in 44 million people. But he was the only one who knows what really happened. He says that when you turn the key and the drumsticks go up, the monkey kills who it wants and when it feels like it. It doesn't take requests and owes no explanation. Kinda like life. During the funeral, Bill tries to get his mom to wake up, but after failed attempts, he realizes the bitter truth. His mom is truly dead after all. Their life continues as the twins are sent to live with their uncle, a man named Chip. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, Hal gets busy and decides to chop the monkey into bits. But surprisingly, the monkey has blood in it. He finished the job, but things weren't the same with his brother. They relocated houses, and everything seems to be well. Or was it? The monkey suddenly ended up reappearing at their house in one piece, despite Hal's decimation. Hal revealed to Bill that the toy is a bad killer monkey, and it killed their babysitter. Still skeptical about this revelation, Bill suggests they turn the key of the monkey. And once again, the monkey claims the life of Uncle Chip. Hal narrates Uncle Chip was killed by a stampede of 67 wild horses, trampling him to death, leaving him as nothing but a paste. The twins then put the monkey back in its box and throw it down a massive hole, hoping it will never be used again. Everything worked for at least 25 years, until Auntie Ida wakes up to a tune playing in her home. Unbeknownst to her, she holds her gun, thinking someone is intruding. She doesn't find anybody, and unfortunately falls through the stairs. This accident leaves fish hooks stuck in her face, and while getting them out, she hears a noise coming from the cooker. She goes to check it, placing her head near it. Her luck goes south, and the cooker lights up, burning her whole head. In a desperate attempt to stop the flames, runs out of the house, and unfortunately gets herself impaled by a signboard. Hal continues his narration to us that he expected the monkey to come back. Hal lives alone, lost contact with Bill, and avoids his family, in fear that if the monkey comes back, it would kill his family. Hal only gets to see his son once a year. So after finishing his shift, he drives to his ex-wife's home to go pick up Petey for their time together. Unfortunately, his ex-wife and her new husband, a man named Ted Hammerman, tells Hal he wants to legally adopt Petey. And after that, Hal would no longer be involved in Petey's life. Hal doesn't like the fact that he wouldn't be present in his son's life, so while they're arguing, Petey walked into the room. We then find out Auntie Ida property is being sold to some people, and unfortunately, the monkey is up for sale as well. A police officer's son named Ricky is unlucky enough to pick the monkey up. They're having a conversation when the scene switches back to Hal and his son. Continuing their conversation, they went into a motel, and Petey asked his dad questions on his family background, a necessary information for Petey's school project on family trees. Mysteriously enough, maybe to forget his past, he tells his son he doesn't have a brother and only tells him about his mother, Lois. But late that night, Hal had a nightmare about the monkey, hinting at his return. When he woke up, he received a phone call from Bill, his brother who he had tried to cut off contact with. Bill tells Hal the horrible news: the monkey has returned. When Hal learns, he needs to head over to Aunt Ida's house to settle her estate, and, crucially, to find out if that damn monkey is there, because everyone's convinced her death wasn't natural. While Hal is deep in conversation with his long-lost brother about the mysterious circumstances, he catches sight of a fan tumbling into a puddle of water that's slowly seeping into the pool. And just as fate would have it, a woman is about to take a dip, but before Hal can warn her, the water is electrified. In an instant, she explodes from the electrocution, a gruesome spectacle that confirms what Hal feared: the monkey's been reactivated. Without wasting a beat, Hal orders his son, Petey, to wake up so they can move out immediately. As they hurry, Petey asks his dad how their mother died. Hal recounts the tragedy, and Petey insists on coming along to support him at Aunt Ida's house. But Hal, still haunted by darkness and death, refuses, until Petey drops the bomb that he knows about the adoption. Suddenly, with a bit of time on their hands together, they decide they do want to spend these precious moments together. Eventually, they make it to Aunt Ida's house. There, Petey is annoyed to learn from Barbara, the real estate agent, that Hal even has a brother he never knew about. As they step inside, Barbara begins to explain how a string of horrific accidents has plagued the town since Ida's passing. People have been dying in the most mysterious ways. While she's narrating these grim details, Barbara tries to open a closet door. It stubbornly refuses to budge, even after multiple attempts, and right then, Hal begins to feel something is very wrong. Just as Barbara manages to force the door open, disaster strikes. A shotgun falls out and blasts her to pieces. The police rush in to question the scene, but the carnage speaks for itself. Moments later, as Hal is busy searching for the cursed toy, his phone rings. Bill is on the line, trying to figure out where the monkey is. After the call ends, a horrifying realization dawns on Hal. Bill has been the one activating the monkey all along. He hired Ricky to fetch it, using it in a twisted scheme to have the monkey kill Hal, blaming him for their mother's death. In his bid for revenge, Bill has been orchestrating a series of brutal murders, sacrificing innocent lives to fuel his vendetta. Not stopping there, Bill sends Ricky to kidnap Hal and Petey, hoping to force Petey into turning the key and triggering the monkey's deadly power to kill his own father. As this house co-worker is brutally dispatched by the monkey, Hal and Petey find themselves driven to a new motel. There, a furious Petey calls his brother Bill to warn him to stop turning the key, but Bill refuses, hell-bent on Hal's demise. As they argue, someone knocks at the motel door. It's Ricky, dressed in a cop uniform. He abducts the two and takes them to Bill's place. Inside Bill's hideout, Petey is left alone to meet his uncle. After navigating a series of devious booby traps, Petey finally meets Bill. But Bill deceives him, convincing Petey to turn the key. As soon as Petey does, Ricky, still in his cop disguise, accidentally fires his gun while scratching his head, sending a stray bullet into a wasp nest. The entire hive erupts, swarming inside Ricky's mouth and tearing his face apart in a gruesome display. Hall, who witnessed this madness, dashes into the building to confront Bill. Meanwhile, Bill is livid, demanding that the monkey kill Hal immediately. He even forces the monkey's arm down to play its drum. The result? The monkey begins drumming furiously, the beat so rapid that the ground shakes. A loud, ominous noise fills the air, and when Bill checks outside, he sees a plane crashing into the town, annihilating thousands in a single, devastating moment. As the chaos slowly subsides, Hal steps in and tries to talk to Bill, apologizing for what happened to their mother. After a brief moment, Bill decides to reconcile with Hal, attempting to be a real family. But the monkey isn't finished yet, triggering one last booby trap. A bowling ball shoots out, crushing Bill's skull instantly. In a silence that speaks louder than words, Hal and Petey leave the scene, burdened by loss. As they drive through the devastated town, with countless bodies strewn across the streets, they stop at a red light. There, a pale man riding a white horse glides past Hal's car, an eerie omen of death and despair. Later, in a twist, Hal invites Petey to go dancing, just like his mother used to love. Petey agrees, and they drive off together. As everything wraps up, a bus full of cheerleaders pulls up beside them, and a truck roars next to the car, colliding with it and killing everyone in its path. And just like that, the movie comes to an end. And that's The Monkey. A Stephen King nightmare comes to life, proving that some toys should never be played with. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to subscribe for more horror breakdowns. Thanks for watching.